The idea of this series is simple. All I have to do is catch a bass over 0.75 pounds. But here's the twist. The pond that I am fishing in is way too high pressured. It is in the middle of the Central Valley, which is one of the hottest places on earth, has some of the worst water that you'll ever see in your life. And now I'm just going to show you a couple reviews of the people who have actually been here so you can see for yourself. But enough of the talking, let's get to the actual fishing. What's up, you guys? We're back out fishing with another video. And as you can see, we're at a very urban looking pond. The water is very green. It looks like Mountain Dew. So we're going to be trying to catch a bass, and that's going to be very hard to do because, you know, it's very fished out. It's 100 degrees out right now, and this pond is very high pressured. So we're going to take off the frog lure that we have on. And I actually just bought a new rod today. I bought an ultra heavy rod so I could actually start frog fishing at other places. And I'm gonna let that car go drive by. And obviously I'm not gonna need a heavy setup for here, so I'm actually gonna have to you know, try to compensate a little bit. But seeing how stained this water is, we're gonna have to go with something that they're gonna be able to see. So I bought this chatterbait from Bass Pro Shops in Nevada. So we're gonna have to take this out right now. And we're gonna try fishing with this for, like, I would say 30 minutes. And let's see if we can catch anything on this. So guys, let's make our first cast with the new rod, and I have 20-pound fluorocarbon on here, so that's definitely way too heavy for here. All right, we're good. I can definitely feel the chatterbait vibrating, so that's good. I don't really like my odds today of catching a bass. I don't know how far you can see in the water there, but we have about 2 inches of visibility. But the good thing is this bait is gonna move a lot of the water, so these fish are definitely gonna be able to feel it if they're around it. So as you can see, we can basically cast across the whole pond in just a 3/8 ounce lure. But, you know, like I said, we're just gonna fish this for about 30 minutes, and then if we don't catch anything, we'll probably switch to a different lure. It feels so different fishing a heavy rod compared to a light rod. And I'm trying to talk a little bit louder in this video because I know a lot of cars are driving by. It's a very urban pond, like I said. But yeah, it's like crazy how different it feels from fishing a medium rod to a heavy rod. I can't even imagine fishing a light rod for bass fishing. It seems crazy. But I mean, the lure looks really good, and I feel like I have a chance of catching one. I'll put some pictures up right now of some bass catches that I had caught here like years ago. But recently it's just died down here. I don't know if it's too high pressured, if it's just been too hot recently, or if people kept all the bass in here. I've caught a couple little bass here recently, but that was on like little crappie jigs, nothing too big. So we're gonna see if we can catch anything that's actually, you know, keeper size. I don't keep any fish, but just keeper size. So guys, we're gonna move down a little bit. I also brought my spinning rod, as you can see, just in case I have to throw on a lighter lure like a wacky rig, you know, go more finesse like. But right now we're gonna cover a lot of water with this, what's it called? I'm just absolutely forgetting what it was called now. The chatterbait. Yeah, we're fishing with the chatterbait right now. Let's station our backpack right here. There's another backpack here. Hope they don't mind that I'm fishing right next to them. I'm just kidding, that's my fishing backpack. I'm not just fishing with a random person. But I've caught a couple fish over here. Caught a couple fish off that island. So let's just cast right here. See if we can catch anything. I can see what looks like either carp or tree branches in the water, like over there. Or, yeah, sorry, I was pointing a little bit too high for the camera, but over there next to that island. So I wonder if I walk over there if I can see anything. Whether it's carp or tree branches, that can mean other fish are near it. I've fished here hundreds of times probably in my life. This is by far the spot that I've fished the most in my entire life. So I know this place decently well, not really for bass fishing. I usually just carp fish here. I've got a couple carp videos here in the past and a couple crappie videos. I'll put some of those in the link description below if you want to check that out. But over there's a little cove where I've seen some carp and bass there before, and it looks like it gets shaded over there. So I think we're going to move our way over there in just a couple minutes after we fish this spot out and cover a little bit more water around here. So guys, I kind of figured that these fish weren't going to be too active here, so I think we're gonna have to switch to a more finessey approach. I covered a little bit of water over here. I probably covered this whole section. You know, we still got this section to go, don't get me wrong. I didn't cover all the water, but I think it's time that we switch to a finesse approach since we haven't had a single bite yet. But I definitely think that we could get a bite here, you know, especially on the smaller lures. But right now I'm gonna try to stay with the big bass lures. Well, not big bass, but you know what I mean, like good sized bass. So I think right now we're going to switch to a wacky rig, and we're just going to start fishing these little shady pockets and see if that can... Oh, shoot, something just jumped right there. It was probably a carp since there's a lot of carp in here, but you never know, it could have been a bass. So we're just gonna have to fish this for a couple minutes. Not a couple minutes, I'll probably fish it longer than I did the chatterbait, because finesse, you have to, you know, give it more time. What was that? I was looking to my right. So give it more time. I wasn't looking to my left, so I missed what that was. Maybe even a carp will eat the Senko, if that was a carp. I'm just guessing it was a carp, because I feel like the bass here aren't gonna jump. This area right here is not what I was talking about, but it is shady and it does kind of look good, and I'm gonna stop here for a little bit just because there is shade and I was fishing in the sun, so I'm tired. But with all these birds here, I feel like these fish might have gotten scared off. This Googan bag is very heavy. A couple pigeons over here. Let's see if anything is home. Watch out, bird. Going right over my line. How inconsiderate of you. There's people around me. They were staring at me when I was talking to myself, so I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit. I had a bite. You had a bite? Yeah. Right now? Unless I hit a rock or something. Oh, I got something. Oh guys, I caught a little bass. That's not enough to end the challenge, like I said before. But it's a good sign that they're still in here. Something spawned this thing. You know, for being little, he's a pretty chunky little guy, but I don't think he's a pound. So we're gonna have to throw him back. Thank you for biting. You give me hope. You might be the thumbnail. Oh, why did this feel... Whoa, what happened to my voice? Why did this feel like a 6-pounder? Second bass of the day. This one's even smaller. Number 2. Number 2, guys. Got the hook out. Look at this absolute beautiful monster. Let's take a look on the other side. Look at that scar he has on him. You guys see that? What does that mean? What does that mean he's feeding on? What do little bass feed on? Like smaller fish, or do they feed on wearing it? Oh, I thought I had a fish. Thought I caught one first cast on the, you know, the Kraken crawl. Oh, is that a fish? Was that a fish? Guys, was this a fish? It mangled up my lure. But was it a fish? Felt like a fish to me, but everything feels like a fish to me. Let's see if we can hit whatever it was again, whether it was a rock or a fish. Let's see if it's still there. Okay, you know what? It was a rock. So guys, it's gonna conclude this video. We fished for about 2 hours or so. You know, I'm really thirsty. I'm gonna go get water. Next time I'll be here with water. I'll be prepared. But you know, we caught those 2 little bass, not enough to complete this challenge, so I'll see you in the next video. Comment down below any suggestions you have.